Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show program where we have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. My name is Dr. Kemi Akiode Adebayo, also known as Mama K, and in today's program is a special one for me because I've got our very kind, gentle, humble, distinguished gentleman Otunba Ogutuga, who is a retired iconic chartered accountant based in Lagos, Nigeria. I need to make this disclaimer or this small print. I am so excited because Otunba Ogutuga is my uncle as well. So I am privileged and honored to be able to have a conversation with him. We call him Daddy Senior or Daddy Pangro. Daddy, you're welcome to Impact Africa.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, Daddy, please tell us, where were you born?
That was on the 28th of March, 1935.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Where was this, sir?
Where?
Where? Isonyin. Was it in Isonyin?
I think it was in... Well, I suppose it's in Isonyin.
Yes, okay. So you were born in Isonyin, and so tell us about life growing up for you. How was life growing up?
Well, actually, I spent my early days with my grandmother.
Okay.
At Erunwon.
Wow.
And that was when I started school in 1949.
Okay.
And 1939. Growing up was pleasant. It was all. It's a long time ago now.
Yes, it is a long time ago. So tell us, what was the profession of your dad? What was your dad doing? I know it was my grandfather as well. So what was his profession? His profession, your father?
Well, my father was, he was at that time in Igbobi.
Okay.
He was working in Awujale's office.
Right.
And well, he was very committed to Isonyin at that time.
Right.
Very much so. Because he was, for a long time, the people's warden at the church in Isonyin.
Right. And your mother? What was your mother? What profession was your mother?
She's Mrs. Comfort Adebisi. She was very much there.
Okay.
At that time.
At that time, I bet she was a known person. So you started school in 1949 at Erunwon.
1939.
39, okay, oh, don't mind me, sir. 1939. So was that primary school, secondary school?
It was at, I started school at Erunwon.
Yes, sir.
As I said, I was staying with my grandmother. So there was also a teacher who was my mentor at that time.
Okay.
Mr. Okuyemi.
Right.
He was an old Anglican. He came and I think that was how it all started. As a matter of fact, I then moved with him from Erunwon to Igbobi in 1940.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. So after you finished your secondary school, because I know you went to Igbobi College.
Yes.
So tell us about life in Igbobi.
Well, that's a long time ago now.
Just whatever you remember, sir.
Igbobi is very, very interesting. It's a very small school at that time, because we were only possibly about not more than about 30 boys.
Okay. Wow, that was really small.
Some of us are still alive, and it was interesting. Igbobi was quite interesting at that time.
So were you ever a naughty student in school? Were you ever naughty? Or you were just a very studious student in school? Were you one of the naughty children in school or not?
One of the
naughty children? Or you were very studious?
Well, I wasn't particularly studious at that time. There were only just about 30 boys. That was all we were then.
And it's moved now from 30 boys to, I'm sure, more than 1,000, boys, at the moment.
Yeah.
So, what was your first job, sir, and when did you get married?
I got married. Okay, I left school in 1951.
Okay.
And I went, at that time, I started work with Inland Revenue.
Oh, okay.
It was located at Ikoyi at that time.
At that time.
On the way to Ikoyi. And I stayed there I was there for quite a number of years. From 1952
okay.
to 1955. No.
So while you were in the Inland Revenue, what were you doing? Was it mostly accounting, bookkeeping?
No, well, it was just
a clerk.
It wasn't an accountant.
Okay.
It was just
an admin probably role.
Well,
you were doing.
It was just after school.
Like an after school job.
What it was then.
Okay.
I started there in 1952.
Yes, sir.
I was there till about 7 years. As a matter of fact, I was there when I went on transfer to Jos.
Okay.
In 19... and I was in Jos for about 18 months.
So can you speak Hausa, sir? When you were in Jos, did you learn how to speak Hausa?
I did not. I didn't.
You did not learn how to speak. But how was Jos for you? Because that's a different part of Nigeria.
It was good to, at that time, well, the department was, as a matter of fact, they didn't have anything to do with the local people.
Oh, okay.
So we came from Lagos and
just based there.
Came back to Lagos.
Lagos.
That was what it was.
So you were going to share how, when you got married as well. So was it, what year did you get married, sir?
Okay. I got married in 1963.
Okay.
Of course, I left in 1958 to go to UK.
Okay. Was that where you met your wife?
Well, I had known her in Lagos.
Right.
She was in the She was a member of the Cathedral Church.
Okay, okay. So you met in church?
That was where we met.
Uh-huh.
But she had gone earlier and I followed later. But we were not
going out then.
but somehow within a year I got in touch with her, and that was how we picked up again.
When you were in the UK?
That was about 1959.
I see. Wow.
But we stayed on. We didn't get married until 1963.
1963. So where did you get married, sir?
1963.
No, where? Was it in Nigeria or was it in the UK?
No, in London.
Okay, in London. Right. So tell us about your wife. Tell us a little bit about her.
About my wife?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think she comes from the Adeni Jones family.
Okay. Which is a big family in Lagos.
In Lagos, yes. And I think all went well.
Because I know you guys, you were so close from what I remember while growing up. You and your wife, you were very, very close. Our mommy, you were very, very close.
Okay.
You were just so special. There was that love and beautiful relationship with both of you.
Well, it was good relationship.
So what we're going to do, we'll be right back. Yes, you were born in Isonyin, which is in Ogun State, Ijebu. You grew up with your grandmother, went to school in Erunwon, attended Igbobi College, and then, you started working at the Inland Revenue, and you went to do, you were transferred to Jos in Plateau State for some time. Then you met your darling sweetheart wife, who is from the Adebisi Jones family, at the church, at the cathedral, and you basically knew each other, but she went to the UK before you, but you caught up with her and you got married in 1963, and I believe the marriage, has been blessed with amazing, children, for you guys. So let me go now to accounting, because you were the president for ICANN Nigeria at one point. How did you get into accounting, sir? And why accounting?
Well, it was while I was in Inland Revenue.
Yes, sir.
They sent me to study accountancy.
Yes, sir.
And that was how it all started.
So you walked your way. So after you left Inland Revenue, where next did you go, sir?
You said?
After you left Inland Revenue, where else did you now work after Inland Revenue? And then you studied accounting.
Well, when I left Inland Revenue to study accounting through the department.
Okay. Interesting.
Through the department.
And what is your experience of, why accounting? Have you you've always liked figures. Why accounting for you, sir?
Well, I suppose that was, I think it was the Inland Revenue that sent me to go and do accounting.
So because you were working there, so it was automatic. Yes.
So I went through Inland Revenue to go and do accounting.
Okay. So what were some of the challenges for you, if you can remember, sir?
You said?
What were some of the challenges for you as an accountant when you were working? Was there any challenge, that you faced as an accountant that you can remember now?
If there was anything,
Challenges, any challenges?
well, well, I remember that, for example, while I was working in Jos,
Yes, sir.
I think Inland Revenue arranged for me to become, I was promoted.
Okay, at that time. Okay.
At that time.
Uh-huh.
And that was how this all
Kind of grew, and you were kind of experienced and got more experience in that area of work.
that was how.
Okay. Can you remember any years of your ICANN when you were the president?
Well, I was president of ICANN, I think.
Don't worry about the year. Just share with us some of your experience, what that involved. Maybe your most proud moment when you were with ICANN.
Well, I remember that while I was a member of ICANN,
Yes, sir.
I became there was another because this was about 19
I thought I wrote the year down because I did the research, but I didn't write the year down as well.
I cannot now.
No, don't worry about the year. It's okay, sir. We have Bumi, she just came in now, so I'm going to invite her to join us. Bumi just came in. So I'm going to invite her to join us so that she can be part of the conversation. So we'll be right back. Yes, sir. We'll be right back. Bumi, thank you for joining us because this is important. So, Bumi, you are daddy's fourth child out of 6.
Yes.
Bumi Ogutuga, and we were sharing earlier on the fact that daddy was born in Isonyin, Jebu, Ogun State.
Yes.
Mother and father, and lived with his grandmother.
Yes.
So you were talking about Iya
Aladun.
Iya Aladun.
She used to sell Adun.
Okay.
So that's what we
okay.
knew her as Grandma Iya Aladun. That's what
Right.
we used to call her. And I think Daddy was with her till he was like maybe 6,
Right.
7.
Okay.
And
And then
those
you went to
stories,
school.
and
Yes.
they went to school and all of that. Then there's Igbobi, when he left for
We
Igbobi.
spoke about that earlier.
Yes.
He said there were about 30 boys in
yes.
the school. And I was asking Daddy, I said, were you
about
About Igbobi, Daddy?
Life in Igbobi, there was a rascal, not
No, there was a goody two shoes. According to his mom, he was a goody two shoes. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Even my mom used to say so that Daddy was a good. You were a good student, Daddy.
I hope so.
And we were talking, let's go to your mom now.
Okay.
We were talking earlier on about the Met. He said the Met at the
Cathedral Youth Fellowship.
And then she went abroad and he kind of followed, and so we had that. So any other juicy bit?
Well,
what was your mom's name?
Okay,
I know
mommy
she was from
was
the Adeniji Jones family.
the Curtis Adeniji.
Curtis
So it was
Adeniji.
Cynthia Ayodeji Gloria Curtis Ogutuga.
Okay.
So she was Cyril descendant. She was the second of 4 girls.
Okay.
And her dad was Joseph Robertson Curtis, and then there was Granny Care. You know of Granny Care, so Granny Care Curtis. and she's grandniece to C.C. Adeni Jones.
Jones, okay. So they met in
church during the
church?
youth fellowship
During the
meeting.
youth fellowship.
So the story goes,
Uh-huh.
Daddy was up for election, and they were introducing them, and sorry, it's what, Lagos is hot, and he was standing. They were supposed to stand, and my mom was like, "Let them stand up. Let's see who they
This
are."
was about the time Queen Elizabeth came.
Oh, okay.
That was, I wonder what year was that now?
I think you were saying 1950, because you married in 63.
Yes, they
and
married
each other 59. I think it was about
around that time. So, and I
Because we got the
knew-
independence in 60.
Yes.
So
when Queen Elizabeth came,
mm-hmm.
there was also the story of how my grandfather was people's warden when
Right,
Queen Elizabeth
right,
came.
okay.
So he had, it was by invitation to
Yes,
attend the
yes.
service. So mommy got an invitation for Grandpa Okisuno to attend.
Ah.
So he was at the service when Queen Elizabeth was in church.
Was there.
Both in-laws, they didn't know they were going to be in-laws then. And then another story of the in-law thing was for the diocese, they were looking for like account clerk. So they picked Grandpa Curtis and
Okay.
Grandpa Ogutuga.
Ah.
They didn't know they were going to be in-laws then. So when my dad went to introduce, and they said, "Oh, it was Ogutuga," he was like, "Is your dad the whatever?" So I think that puts us in good stead. So those are the stories
That's
we've been
right.
hearing
So
about.
and then they got married.
They got married in
the
England,
UK,
yes.
And 6 children.
One
obviously.
boy,
Yes.
5
and then
girls.
5 girls. So tell us about life growing, because I was telling Daddy that
Eba.
I used to look at both of them as, ooh, sweetheart, sweetie.
They were cool, but they were strict.
Very strict.
Very strict. So they ganged up against us. That much we know. But I won't change my parents for anything. I thank God for that. Daddy was hands-on. You know that.
Yes, I know that.
Daddy was a very present daddy. And I think that is what has held him in good stead with his children.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we sadly lost your mommy.
Mom, it's 18 years this year.
18 years this year. Wow.
So that was.
And I remember all that baking. We used
Yes.
to come. I used to look forward to coming there to eat the cake, because you now bake.
Yes, I do. Came here as well. So even though Daddy says not as much as we want, my baking for you, Daddy, I don't bake as much.
No.
Daddy, you're supposed to even say, "Oh, I try" or something. But I thank God. I thank God. My mom left a good legacy. Daddy's still with us, and he's a good grandpa as well.
And he's going to be how old this year? By God's
88.
grace, 88.
March 28th.
Yeah, told us.
March 28th, 88.
88.
So we told him he should give us till 90.
Yes,
No rushing.
Definitely.
We said we made a deal. 90. After 90, then we'll hand you over to God. So any other thing after that is extra. But just try and do 90.
Yes, I'm sure we will do that. Let's go to the accounting.
Okay.
Background, because obviously he was an icon, in that field,
accounting.
well respected. So he used to travel to Ghana every.
I know that accounting took that to all the continents
Right.
in this world.
Right.
Managing partner with it was Arthur Young.
Okay.
Yes, Arthur Young, and then became Einstein Young.
Ernst and Young.
Right.
And then the ABWA presidency, when he was also, as he was explaining, he was vice president of ICANN when he became president of ABWA, which is, okay, I'm not an accountant, so I apologize if I kill it.
After that, I used to go to Accra.
I know you used to go to Accra a lot for that.
And you were in South Africa. I remember you told me.
He came to South Africa. I know he went to Sierra Leone for that. So, okay. So ABWA was Association of West African.
I've been in Southwest Africa.
for, I can't remember what it was. I'm not an accountant, sorry.
Okay. So and then he's been involved in a lot of organizations like
Lions. There was Lions. He was country president, or
Wow.
I don't know what they call it. So he's part of when you were in Lions, Daddy. I think that was in 1993.
Lions.
1993 was when you were district governor.
Oh, yes, I was
District governor
district governor.
in 1993.
Yes.
That much I remember. Lions. He traveled a lot for that as well. That was charitable organization. Then, but Daddy's most prominent thing was church. He was a people's wording, serving in church. He was a Sunday school teacher.
Okay. No wonder when you came today being a Sunday, he was asking for the announcement.
Dancing. Yes, exactly. So that is
so
still
it's still very much into
I mean, up until just about COVID, when we advised him not to go to church, Daddy would always go for the 7:15 service. He was People's Wording for 6 years. He was Dowsy's auditor. So he's
very active.
And all of that. He's slowed down now. Slowed down now. I think he retired when he was 70.
Wow.
And he became full service grandpa.
Let's go now to Daddy. What's Daddy's favorite food? Daddy, what's your favorite food? Let me ask you.
Daddy, what's your favorite
Bumi
food?
will now say, tell me lies.
Your favorite? What do you like
favorite food.
eating? What's your favorite?
Like, I suppose everything.
Everything.
Daddy, Daddy, everything. Daddy
Pounded
likes
yam.
rice.
Okay.
Daddy likes
Any
rice.
particular kind of rice?
Well, I remember that when I was in school, I was a rice worm.
So anything is rice. Everything
Daddy
rice.
likes rice.
Okay.
Daddy's an Ijebu man that doesn't like curry. I didn't
That's
say
interesting.
I didn't say
You get into trouble with that. So, Daddy, what don't you like? What are your dislikes?
What?
What don't you like,
What don't
Daddy?
you like?
What don't you like? What don't you like? What don't you like generally?
Like for me, I don't like.
Well,
Okay, let me do that. I'm sure you got me there.
well, being unkind to other people.
Interesting. So, as a Nigerian, I know Nigeria at the moment, Daddy. I know if we talk about Nigeria, we'll probably spend the whole day here. But as a Nigerian, I just want to say, what are you mostly proud of as a Nigerian for you? What are you mostly proud of, sir?
What makes you proud as a Nigerian, Daddy? What is it about Nigeria that makes you proud?
That
Makes you proud as a Nigerian?
well, we are not where we should be. I think we could do better than we are. That's what it is.
With the election coming up, Daddy, what do you think?
With the election coming up, I hope we don't go and blow it all up. Nigeria is a good country, but the people are not as good as they make themselves to be. If we are good, diligent, Nigeria should be a place where we should all enjoy.
Yes. Yes. And I know you've traveled around the world, even around Africa, as it is as well. So can you maybe share with us your favorite country or city where you've been?
Your favorite place, Daddy?
Your favorite place outside Nigeria?
Your favorite place outside Nigeria?
Well, I suppose UK would be,
Okay.
maybe because I was there for about 6-7 years. But I seem to have traveled very widely.
Yes, sir.
So where else, Daddy? Where else? I know you did Hong Kong with mommy.
I've been in Japan.
Ah, okay.
I've been in Hong Kong.
Okay.
I haven't been in New Zealand and
Australia.
Australia.
I think everybody seems to somehow forget or avoid it down on Hong Kong, Japan. Wow. Okay. So you've experienced other cultures, obviously, which I know you've brought, to Nigeria as a country. Let me now go to this, Daddy. What is your definition of success? What does success mean to you? For you personally, what would you say success mean?
What's that?
What does success mean to you, Daddy?
Success?
Yes,
sir.
Define it. How will you
For
say
you.
it? For you.
Well, thank God for His mercy, that's all.
So in terms of leadership, I know that you're the firstborn of many.
16 of them. She said leadership,
In
Daddy.
terms of leadership,
Yeah, the firstborn
you're the firstborn of so many.
of 16. I think 16.
And then within your profession, as well as a chartered accountant, you were a leader, managing partner, and so on. What do you think that there are some of the qualities that a leader needs to have?
What are some of the qualities a leader needs to have, Daddy?
What?
What are some of the qualities a leader needs to have?
What kind of
Qualities should a leader have?
Well, a leader must be able to stand up for his people.
Okay.
What else, Daddy? What else should a leader do?
Well, the equality leader should have sympathy for his people.
Yeah. So stand up for his people, have sympathy for his people, and obviously that in your faith as well. You spoke about when I said definition of success. It was more about your faith and the mercy of God that you feel maybe makes you a
success.
Yes. So I will now finish with I have two more questions and we'll be finished. This one before I finish with Daddy, you've been an accountant, you worked in Inland Revenue, you've been a father, hands-on father, and an hands-on grandfather, as well. What are some of the life lessons for you, at this age that you want to share with our young ones?
Daddy? Okay, so I'm helping Daddy.
Yes.
Okay, so Daddy Kemi says, what will you tell the young fathers of today? What, from your experience, what will you tell the young fathers of today? With your plenty children and grandchildren?
Well, they really should love their children, and of course discipline is important. I mean, an undisciplined father cannot discipline his children. That is the important thing. Because if we have quality fathers, then we'll have quality children.
Very, very insightful, short, to the point. Love, obviously, discipline. And then my final question, because I know Daddy has been really patient with me today, and I don't want to milk it. My final question is on issues. I don't know whether you're aware of any issues that Daddy has always been passionate, about, apart from church, because I know you said he served, he serves diligently, even up till now, probably. So are there issues for him that he has always been, something needs to be done, and what can be done? Maybe we can hear from him. What else can be done?
Okay, well, so Daddy, what are the things that you think can be corrected, can be made better generally, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like what?
You were saying earlier on about Nigeria.
We spoke about Nigeria, family. Generally, Daddy, just think, what do you think?
Because now crime has gone up, unemployment is high.
The way Nigeria is, what do you think if we correct this? If we correct one thing, it will help, it will lead to other things to make Nigeria better. Let's use Nigeria as an example.
Well, Nigeria is a big country, but all the same, if only we can do what is good for us. That's what.
Right.
If people can be honest to themselves and live quality life, that will assist our nation.
Yes, I think that honesty for me, in terms of integrity, in terms of what we're able to do. So what I'm going to do, Daddy, we celebrate you, we honor you. We celebrate. I said we celebrate you, sir. We honor you. We thank you for all the lives you've impacted, mine included, positively over the years, and a lot of other people as well, either through your profession, through church, that you've serving humanity, which I believe is a calling upon all our lives.
Amen.